Hello, I am Daniel Clemens, the HEMA Vtuber, and very shortly I am going to become Daniel Clemens, the HEMA instructor. That's right, I am opening up my own HEMA club. In the process of getting ready for this club, I've been putting a lot of thought into the different kinds of training weapons that we use in HEMA, and I thought I'd just give you a little overview of the four main types of HEMA training weapons. The first of these training weapons that I want to talk about is the steel trainer, an example of which you can see to my left. The primary advantage of steel trainers is that they can be almost a perfect one-to-one replica of whatever weapon you're actually training to use. The main disadvantage of steel trainers is that they can be pretty pricey, not just with the trainer itself, but also with the extra gear that you need to wear, because you are essentially bashing each other with steel bars. An important aspect of all steel trainer weapons is the safety tip. My steel saber has a spatulated tip. That means it's flared in such a way that all the force of a thrust is not concentrated on a single point. Other steel trainers might have a rolled tip, which is where the tip is hammered over in a circle. There is a debate about what kind of safety tip is the best to use, and I personally don't have enough experience with multiple different kinds of safety tip in order to weigh in on that discussion. But me personally, I have never actually encountered a problem with either rolled or spatulated or any other kind of tip. The next trainer on our list is very likely the first kind of weapon that you will hold when you join a HEMA club. That is the synthetic trainer. This one is my Black Fencer Spadroon. Synthetic trainers are made of molded plastic like nylon or polypropylene. These are beginner friendly because they are cheap, easy to mass manufacture, and do not hit nearly as hard as steel trainers. However, the next kind of trainer on our list might be replacing synthetics as the go-to beginner sword. Padded swords, like this Go Now saber, are quickly filling the niche that synthetic swords used to fill. They are a great thing to give to beginners, especially for their first sparring match, and they're very useful when you want to do some low gear sparring, such as in the summer when you don't want to wear a full kit. The main drawback of pad swords is that with the thick padding and being lightweight, they don't cut through the air nearly as well as a real sword should. And being so thick, they're very easy to hide behind. You do start developing some bad tendencies when you use padded swords too much in your training and then go out to a steel tournament. The fourth kind of trainer that I want to talk about is my personal favorite trainer to use, and that is the humble wooden stick. The example of this that I have is a single stick that I made myself out of a wooden dowel and some ABS plastic. Now, the question that I bet you're asking is, why would I prefer a piece of wood when I have all this fancy equipment on hand? Well, it's the same thing that drew me to HEMA in the first place, the historical aspect of it. Throughout all of human history, from the dawn of the Roman Empire to the early 21st century, and in some places even to this day, wooden sticks have been our go-to training weapon for sword combat. And it makes me feel closer to the historical sources that we are studying to use the same kind of training weapon that they would use. And for anybody that uses them, even though they are leather, I am putting Dusak under the same umbrella as the wooden single stick, because they are both the historical trainer that was used for those techniques. And that is my presentation on the four main types of training weapons. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned something new. If you think I am wildly wrong, please drop a comment. And if you want to see more videos like this, you can like and subscribe.